gain the ever-elusive political mileage. It is in keeping with this pattern that Mr. Mudavadi has chosen the relative safety of the USA, where he is on a visit to make the false allegation that the handshake between His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta and His Excellency Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga was a product of blackmail, allegedly from foreign powers, whom he claims had started cancelling visas of Kenyan leaders in order to force a truce between the feuding sides in the country. It is therefore Mr. Mudavadi's contention that the handshake is weak and not founded on deeper conviction. Mr. Mudavadi himself has confessed on numerous occasions that he and his NASA core principals only learned of the handshake through the media like all Kenyans. It is therefore surprising that he can suddenly, after landing on American soil, have details of what happened, how it happened, or for what reason. For one to understand why they had no clue that the handshake was nigh, you would need to track back to the day His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga was sworn in as the people's president. On that day, Mudavadi and his two colleagues are now known to have locked themselves in toilets or some other small safe areas, allegedly waiting for certain Nigerian magic wands to deliver them from self-imposed detention. In the US, Musalia is now saying he believed nothing good would come out of the swearing in. We wish to make it clear that it is in fact Musalia and his colleagues who succumbed to international pressure not to participate in the swearing in. These are individuals who would readily sacrifice the will and the desire of their own people in order to please their friends in foreign capitals. Visa cancellations have always been with us. Even just recently, the US ambassador spoke of denying visas to the corrupt. How come these other threats of visa cancellation have never caused any major political development on the scale of the handshake? Indeed, if any foreign powers had threatened visa sanctions, it would have been to stop or prevent the swearing in of Honorable Raila Odinga as the people's president and not to birth the handshake. It is public knowledge that sections of the international community had given a thumbs up to the two elections disputed by NASA and the ODM, and they were publicly advocating for the results to be accepted by everyone without any condition. The cowardly act of Mr. Mudavadi attempting to apply brakes on the swearing in, to quote his own words, in Homa Bay, just 3 days before the historic swearing in, and his subsequent skipping of the event ruled him out of any future deal making, including the handshake. For in peace as in war, those who stand for nothing get nothing. Immediately, Musalia boycotted the event. The trust that existed between him and Honorable Raila Odinga broke down irretrievably. Raila and ODM decided on that day to chart a new course without our so-called coalition partners. Musalia does not know what happened from there on. He was in the dark and he remains in the dark. He knows nothing about that chapter of Kenya's history and would be best advised not to parade his ignorance, especially in faraway lands. We are constrained to let Mudavadi know that his reputation as a reluctant revolutionary goes back many years, including 2002, when the democracy warriors in this country came together to defeat the Kanu machine. At the last minute, he is known to have switched off his phone, possibly to wait for it to be woken up by a Nigerian line later, and disappeared from his colleagues, only to emerge later singing Kanu Yajenga Inchi. In subsequent years, Mr. Mudavadi has perfected the philosophy of what he calls safe pair of hands, waiting like the proverbial hyena who waited for a man's hand to fall. We must inform Mr. Mudavadi and other enemies of the handshake that no hand from this handshake will fall for the hyena to benefit, so they must find other ways to seek relevance. The handshake between the two leaders, as they have stated repeatedly, is born of a deep desire to unite this country, to build bridges and grow together beyond the 5-year cycle of politics and hatred. They are both committed to this and will not waver. No foreign power has the capacity to cage Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga or Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, as Mr. Mudavadi wants to suggest. We therefore, as ODM and as friends of Raila Odinga, you see Honorable Osotsi is here, we want to reiterate our commitment to the handshake and to the two leaders, Honorable Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta. We want to reiterate our support to the noble effort that is the handshake, the BBI process, because it is meant to heal long-standing problems and challenges for this country and to bring our people together. That is the end of the statement. I will take questions, but before I do, I want to allow Honorable Osotsi to say something in line with what we have said here, and then we will take questions.
Thank you, members, for questions. I'm here as an ANC member, and nothing stops me from expressing my views, even though I am an ANC member. I join my colleagues who are friends of Raila Odinga in condemning the sentiments attributed to my party leader while in US on the issue of the handshake. I have been constrained to expressing some of the things that I hear coming from Mudavadi and his team. But on this one, I will have to say something. That Kenyans are fully aware about the inconsistencies that the Honorable Mudavadi has displayed on various issues, particularly the issue of the handshake. You remember very well that a day after the handshake in Mombasa, addressing a press conference like this with the Honorable Agoi and the Honorable Bunyasi and a few other people, Honorable Mudavadi condemned the handshake and said that the handshake will not add value to this country. He has since changed to say subsequently that the handshake was a good thing. It has brought harmony in this country. It has brought peace in this country. But then we were surprised to hear again him saying that the handshake was a product of foreigners. I want to say the same Mudavadi told us that he was not aware of the events around the handshake. Why has he now come up with a new version that the handshake was forced on Raila and Uhuru by the international community? I want to say that kind of dishonesty, I do not want to be associated with it, even though I'm a member of ANC. And we want to be very clear that even Mudavadi has been a beneficiary of the handshake. Recently, when the leaders of NASA were given an opportunity by the government to go and launch Huduma number, he's among the people who are even facilitated to go and launch the Huduma number. That was through the spirit of the handshake. We even know, and with the time we are going to provide information, that he is also a beneficiary of the handshake. He is associating with the people who work for the handshake, with the people who work for the system, and we know them. Even though during the day he comes to tell us that he is the leader of the opposition, at night we know what he does. We know the people who work even in his presidential secretariat, how they are paid. We even know who paid for the trip to the US. So Bwana Mudavadi, please, if you have a personal issue with the Honorable Raila, you are all in NASA, you claim to be the founder member of NASA, you claim that you will ensure that NASA stays together, but now with your statements and the inconsistency, clearly it indicates that you are not for the unity within the NASA coalition. And being the founder of NASA, and being the SGO who signed on behalf of the party, I want to challenge you that when you come back from US, call the National Delegates Convention of the party and withdraw the party from NASA. Because clearly you are behaving like a jilted lover, and the best thing a jilted lover does is to exit the marriage. So if you really think that you are in the wrong house, please exit and you will give freedom to some of us. Otherwise, if the NASA coalition continues being there, the rest of us will stand for the ideals and tenets of NASA. Thank you very much.
Asante sana. Tunataka Mheshimiwa Kingi wa Magarini awazungumzie kwa Kiswahili kwa sababu tulipo hapa yeye sasa ndio most qualified kwa hiyo gwiji ya hiyo lugha.
Shukran Bwana SG. Kama Bwana SG alivyotueleza ni kwamba kuna tetezi baina ya Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi na kinara wetu Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga. Na hii inahusiana sana sana mambo ya handshake. Na tangu itokezee mambo ya handshake iko kwa umma kwamba Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi mwanzoni kabisa alitueleza kwamba yeye hakuna chochote anajua kuhusu handshake. Baadaye tukamsikia tena na iko kwa vyombo vya habari na iko kwa umma kwamba handshake ni kitu kizuri kwa nchi hii, manake imeleta watu pamoja na imeleta umoja. Saa hii inashangaza umma na inatushangaza kama sisi viongozi. Wakati Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi ambaye ni kiongozi ambaye tunamheshimu na ameona kwamba labda kuna makosa ama kuna hali ya fiche ndani ya handshake, badala aite vyombo vya habari kama sisi tulivyoita hapa, aelezee umma, aelezee wa Kenya ubaya wa handshake, ameamua kwamba aende kule Marekani akaongee ubaya wa handshake mahali kule. Sisi tunamwambia Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi kwamba sisi kama wa Kenya, akiwemo Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga, akiwemo Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta, tunafurahia ule umoja ama yale mafanikio ya handshake. Kwa hivyo haina haja yeye atoke hapa aende kule Marekani aanze kuhadithia wana Marekani ambao wale si beneficiary wa handshake. Na hii naweza fananisha kwamba kuna majogoo wawili. Kuna jogoo wa shamba na jogoo wa mjini. Na mnapojua kwamba jogoo wa shamba hawiki mjini, ndiposa ameenda kule shamba akawike kule. Lakini sasa sisi tunapothamini ni kwamba yale yote ambayo yanafanywa na viongozi wetu wawili hawa, Raila Odinga na Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta, hayo ndio tunayachukua ni ya kwetu. Kwa hivyo naomba Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi, kama yeye anaona kwamba yale ambayo yamefanyika ndani ya handshake hii hayampendezi yeye kama binafsi, kama alivyosema Mheshimiwa Osotsi, kwa sababu yeye alisema kwamba ndio mwanzilishi wa muungano wa NASA. Mimi nikiwa mwanachama wa ODM na tukiwa wanachama katika muungano wa NASA, tunamwambia Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi atokezee na andikie barua Registrar of Political Parties ajitoe ndani ya NASA. Ule wakati wa kwamba unangoja kupikiwa chakula upakuliwe kwa meza ukule, huo wakati namwambia Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi umepitwa. Saa hii ni lazima afanye bidii, ajitafutie chakula na ajitafutie mpishi, apike mwenyewe, ajipakulie na akule. Lakini huo wakati wa kwamba sijui atambua huyu ndo presidential candidate, na mnakumbuka vyema alisababisha hata shetani akamdanganya Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta. Na hiyo wakati wa kwamba shetani atakuja labda kudanganya kiongozi yote, huo umepitwa. Kwa hivyo namuomba Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi akae tena ajifikirie kwamba siasa ya hivi sasa si siasa ile ya zamani. Hakuna mtu ambaye atampatia mkate hivi bila yeye kufanyia kazi. Asante.
Haya, kama kuna masuala yote tutayachukua, kama hayapo tutaenda. Haya yawe ni masuala ambayo yanaambatana na ile ambalo limejadiliwa hapa leo.
Yes, my name is Seven Nyango from People Daily. I think it's public knowledge that just after the election there was a lot of pressure from the United States and the international community for President Uhuru and opposition leader Raila Odinga to have dialogue. So it may not have precipitated the handshake, but clearly there was a lot of pressure from the international community for the two to have dialogue. So do you think maybe Mudavadi's sentiment?
I do not believe so. We want to